Recording and 5, 4. Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast for the recently deceased. I am the boss Hosferatu, and with me this evening is Stephen Anthony from Dark Claw Studios.
Holy shit.
Whoa! Couldn't had better timing on that.
Wow, thank you, Spam Risk with a 660 area code.
All right.
Fuck off. Not supposed to curse in the first 30 seconds of a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Bleep off.
Probably shouldn't do that. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Okay.
So, Huss, the question, how are you doing tonight?
I'm tired. I've been working, what's today, Thursday? 4 days straight, all day, every day, on the cafe. So I'm just like ready to take a couple days off and then, open this thing.
So you say the cafe like everybody's expected to know what that is. At Good Games in Oneonta, there's space in the back. You and your brother recently had a amazing bar, the only bar I ever felt comfortable in my life, the Pale Horse in Oneonta. Sadly, that didn't work out due to bureaucratic bull stuff. So now you are opening up a cafe at the Good Games location, or is it a different location?
It's in the Good Games location. It's in the back room. We have two little squares. One square is a little kitchen, and one square has got like 20 seats.
Oh, wow.
And we did the floor back there because the Good Games is carpeted. We did the floor back there. It's a hardwood floor, because you need that for like food. It's easier to clean.
I couldn't find my Dark Claw Studios baseball cap. I wanted to plug Monster Creek, the Kevin and Denziger out of Edmiston, New York. However, it is still too small for my giant fucking head. And, tee up what we're doing. This is as real as it gets. I'll be right back.
Tonight's episode, They Will Kill You. Directed by Kirill Sokolov. Written by Alex Litvak and Kirill Sokolov. Starring Zazie Beetz, Myhala, Patricia Arquette, and the guy who played
Tom Felton.
Tom Felton.
Who was... Okay, I'll save my comments for Tom's performance. I'll say Zazie Beetz and Patricia Arquette were phenomenal.
Oh, also Heather Graham was in this.
And Heather Graham. And Heather Graham gave a very similar performance to Tom's, in my humble opinion.
A palatable performance.
That's an excellent word. That's an excellent word.
Thank you.
B. Humes did the trivia on this movie and found out that Tom was awesome on set. Obviously Zazie, go see this movie. She put in so much work. It'll be so obvious within 10 minutes of how much work she did. And I mean, she's obviously the first on the call sheet. She did so much work. God knows how much choreography went into this film. And so he lightened her up in between takes. So that's awesome, Tom. You're a great person. But you also gave a palatable performance, sir. I'd rather watch you in Flash season 4.
Well, to be fair, I mean the script didn't really give him a lot to work with. The characters that had meat on the bone were, Zazie, Asia Reeves, Maria Reeves, Lily Woodhouse,
her husband,
Ray Woodhouse. Yeah, that was pretty much just those four, I think. So what we're gonna do, if you're new to the podcast, we're gonna give you a quick little review, spoiler free. Give you a number score.
We did not ruin the movie for you. You can still go see it. Go right now.
Then we're gonna let you know that we're heading into Spoiler City and deep dive this mother. A woman takes a job as a housekeeper in a New York City high-rise, unaware of the building's history of disappearances. She soon realizes the community is shrouded in mystery.
Here we go.
I loved.
Here we go.
I'm gonna say I loved They Will Kill You. I
love that you love it.
I loved They Will Kill You. I actually saw it twice. I saw it a second time.
What the shit?
Yeah, I saw it again yesterday. It was fantastic. This movie, it checks a lot of boxes, checks a lot more boxes than a lot of the movies this year. It definitely had the fun factor, and I'm sure Steven will agree with me on that one. Um,
Yes.
but it had the wire fu action choreography of a straight out of Hong Kong ninja feature. It had the blood spraying effect, which is a classic of that archetype, which was so much fun and definitely added to my enjoyment of the movie. So it was like super gore, all practical, um, except for like one or two of the bigger kills. Um, and Yeah, just a lot of fun. I mean, it definitely keeps you in. It keeps you riding. It lulls like once or twice for some exposition, some backstory, but like if you're locked in, you care and you want to know. That being said, I can't do much else without spoiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and give "They Will Kill You" an 8 out of 10.
Holy shit. The wildest stretch of the wildest imagination could give this movie a 6. Um, I want to give it a 4, but I enjoyed and respected and appreciated too many aspects of it. This movie's a 5.
All right. When with that, we're going into spoiler town. If you have not seen the movie, go watch it. Come on back. If you don't care
Save your
about
money. Go see Send Help another time, or go see Scream 7, or go see Ready or Not 2, which this movie is an obvious ripoff with Quentin Tarantino infused right up its ass.
Yeah, I have to completely disagree. This movie was okay. So the obvious comparison of "They Will Kill You" to "Ready or Not" and "Ready or Not 2" is there. When you watch the movie, the story diverges enough from the concept of "Ready or Not" that
I don't even care about the similar storylines. That's actually, I'm okay with the similar storylines. What is it with the constant? What kind of cinematography did you call it? Because her taking a shower, whoosh in on the shower curtain,
yeah,
whoosh in on the shower knob.
yeah.
Fuck you.
That's like
You like that?
yeah, they call it wire fu, or like it's just kung fu action cinematography. Though
On
like
everything?
yeah, and like the way the blood splattered, the way the kills were almost camera tricks, especially the way to keep them practical. Like when she hits that one guy in the face, like across the face with her machete, you get a very specific effect, camera effect, where it's you can tell that it's not CG and that it is also that guy. Like she didn't actually hit him with the machete, but it looks exactly like she did. They did some excellent work with the choreography, the stunts, the special effects.
The work they did was excellent. They did too much of it. It's like, sorry, man. I don't need action style kung fu choreography on people shaking hands. And I don't know. I know I should have looked it up before this episode. There's some guy that makes like whatever movies with like Ray Fiennes in it at a hotel, and it's quirky and people in bellhops and whatever. And there's this one scene where one maid is handing out golf clubs. So for me, this guy was all up Quentin Tarantino's ass. I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson, not sure. All up his ass too. Um, Zazie Beetz was amazing. I did appreciate the writing. I like the way they set it up. Tom Felton dies in the first 8 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what?
What?
Okay,
Yeah.
so is it supernatural? Is Tom Felton still alive? And I'm watching this, and I'm watching the gory kills, and I know you're gonna love it, and I want to love it, but you gotta let me suspend my disbelief at least a little bit, and you didn't.
Yeah, I think they did
That's my shot at this movie.
they did an amazing job of recycling the same 5 characters over and over and over again through the plot device of Satan makes you immortal if you put your name on this list and sacrifice another person.
And I like that story that was in there, and I appreciated how it was going to build up towards the end. Really,
Right, but that's how she kills Son Felton half a dozen times. She kills Heather Graham 3 or 4 times. She kills all the major players, and they keep coming back. Like you want to see Heather Graham through the whole movie. You want to see Tom Felton through the whole movie, and even though their characters didn't have a lot to explore in terms of like, real and deep acting. It's it's an action comedy, really, black comedy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
No,
yeah,
I liked, I liked Tom Felton and Heather Graham. They were fine, but there were other background actors that were also villains that were there almost as much as they were, and I felt like the facial expressions on those actors that didn't really have speaking lines, or at least nowhere near the gravity of the weight they had to lift. I thought there was better. I thought Tom and Heather just kind of phoned it in. I thought they were playing stereotypical, archetypical, cartoonish villains, and I was like, why? Two phenomenal actors.
yeah.
Heather Graham with the body of work that she's done, and Tom Felton with the body of work that he's done. It's like, wait, what? You got these two phenomenal powerhouses, and you're just making them be cartoonish and silly. With that said, the comedy that they were in, I do appreciate how okay, an entire hotel is going to try to kill one person. How the hell is she going to stay alive? Comedy was how they did it. Sometimes I felt like okay, this is like a D&D campaign that I would run, and I would make sure that the NPCs were not perfect. I would make sure that they didn't know what I know, so the bad guys didn't know what the good guys were going to do. So sometimes they'd make wrong turns. I love that about this movie. I think it was Heather Graham's eyeball chasing
Oh yeah.
Asia.
Oh, that
Loved
was
it.
so fucking good.
Loved it.
So
And
good.
and I was telling B. Humes after, I would have gotten mad if the eyeball stopped, peeked into the fucking room, and then kept going because it would have seen the fucking room hundreds and hundreds of times. But for the sake of comedy, I would have forgiven it and I would have enjoyed it, and they didn't do that. So you get a point from me for like not being, for not going out of your own rules and not pulling me out even more. But you would have gotten a point if you left it in. Plus, I'm detecting a little bit of background noise. It sounds like we're muffled. Are the audio levels good?
Yeah, audio's great.
Okay, they
All
just
right.
came back down, so that was weird.
Okay. Yeah, are you hearing it?
I was hearing it just now. Now I'm not.
Okay. I have a fan on, but it's not pointed at me, and it usually only affects if the air hits the microphone.
As long as the internet heard all of my crisp, clear, eloquent analysis with perfect clarity, I'm good.
I think we'll be okay.
We'll survive. I just turn my space heater off. You got a fan, I got a space heater. We
It's
both live in the same part of New York.
it's fucking not cold enough in here. Um,
Go outside, man.
all right, all right. So what do we got? She's trying to save her sister and herself from their abusive father. She shoots it.
So it starts out with them being 10 years younger, and
Yeah,
we basically get the drive for the entire movie. They're escaping from their abusive father, shopping for stuff that they can't afford when the father comes into this very gas station convenience store, shady as fuck. They're not at a supermarket. They're at a shady as shit convenience store.
yeah. It's a
When the bank
7-Eleven style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Mobile in a Cleveland, Ohio style.
Right.
Not that I stopped at Mobile. I did stop at Mobile in Cleveland, Ohio. It sucked. Cleveland, you guys need to work on that.
So they're on the run. She shoots him. Asia shoots him, and runs. And we find out that he survived. Right. So she goes to jail for 10 years for attempted murder, some kind of manslaughter, and the sister has to endure the abuse of this man for 8 more years before he dies of cancer.
So what I like about this movie, or one of the things I liked about this movie is, Ready or Not 2, they gave 2, 3 scenes of the sisters. You left, I stayed, you abandoned me, blah, 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 blah. This movie shows it. They didn't tell it, they showed it.
Yeah.
So hats off to you. The flashbacks that this movie employed annoyed the fuck out of me. So you know
Yeah,
what?
you really hate those chapter headings.
I hate chapters. You're right.
we go to your complaints about weapons.
No. So, okay, so this movie is great because it sets something up. It sets up the entire story, and it's not food that is difficult or very not palatable to chew. It's easy to chew. It's a good story. 10 years later, okay, she's in prison. And just as soon as your mind starts to think, wait a second, how is this sister surviving in this hotel Is it possible they just let people come in that need a house and a place to stay and a family, and they don't induct them into this weird devil cult shit? And as soon as you ask that question, again, very very smartly written script, we get the flashback. Okay, fine, great, but then we get another flashback that continues from that flashback later. Fuck you.
Well,
Too much.
they needed more information. They needed to know that she hadn't killed her person yet, so she wasn't actually inducted yet. The assumption is that she's already been inducted, and this new maid is going to be inducted tonight by sacrificing um, Asia. But Maria's sacrifice was the Latina maid that was supposed to come that Asia stole the identity of, so that she
Right,
could
Isabel
enter.
Hawkins or Dawson or some
Yeah,
shit.
so that she could
Thompson.
uh, so that she could enter the hotel and rescue her sister. So it's it's the coincidental, um, I'm here to break you out, but no, this is, I don't want to leave. This is the night of my thing.
And I
Um,
enjoyed that storyline a lot. The twists, the turns, the sisterly connection. I enjoyed all that. It just, if they had toned down the comedy 2 notches and toned down the cinematography 3 notches, or used it a little bit more sparingly, this movie would very easily be a 7, and I would be hyped for the sequel. Um, B okay, so this is a true story. I don't remember when, but it was at less than the halfway mark. We're in Albany, so we paid like $31 for these tickets. And yes, internet, I'm very very cheap. Um, we paid $31 for these tickets. They're not even reclining seats, and but we're in the wheelchair spot, so nobody's gonna block us. And there's nobody in the theater. There's maybe 2 other couples, and the beautiful human leans over to me and she says, "Can you yell at somebody so we can get kicked out of this movie theater?" And I'm like, no. It's like, don't, no. First of all, we can't be the ones breaking the rules, but you know, there's just one of those rare times where, we were in Silent Hill territory where we're going to be the villains, the
right.
real life villains, talking during a movie theater. So that's how she felt. She gave it. I think she gave it like a 2 or 3.
Oh,
And I was like, come on.
yeah, she hated it.
She's like, this is. I'm like, this is not Good Boy, and she's like, I'd rather watch Good Boy 2 more times than watch this 1 more time.
that's
That I
crazy.
disagree with.
That's
This movie
crazy.
was beautiful.
This movie
Uh,
this movie was better than the Ready or Not franchise.
no, that you are absolutely insane. This stuff. Listen, man, the internet is forever. There's going to be
Oh,
evidence that you said
that's
that. That is
fine.
called a receipt.
It's fine. Look. I love Samara Weaving. Nobody. There is no scream queen I love more than Samara Weaving. Her entire body of work.
Jenna Ortega, you're going to have to come up with something amazing. Zazzy Beats. It looks like you're in the lead spot in the pole
That's right.
position.
That's right. They will kill you. Definitely. Definitely. Just better. It was just more entertaining. More entertaining. Less lulls. There were more lulls in both of Ready or Nots.
I loved Ready or Nots, man. I didn't experience a single lull in the action whatsoever. I thought Elijah Wood, whenever he needed to pull me through, his acting that Tom chose not to do in this movie, that Heather chose not to do in this movie, got me through it and got me through it with a smile on my face. So she gets set up, she comes to this hotel, Patricia Arquette sets her up, we get
Yep.
to meet Patricia Arquette's husband, it's awesome. She is clawing and fighting to get to a lamp. This was awesome. And what do
Yeah.
you think about her breaking the lamp cord? And I was worked as an electrician for 6 months. I should have known what was about to happen.
Right.
How do you feel about that scene?
I loved it. I was like, I mean, I guess that I don't know how accurate that was, but to put that in the movie, that must be how electricity works.
So that is how electricity works. If you are not grounded, which Zazzy was, and then you touch somebody and you are not grounded, you are going to receive the shock that's going through the current. However, I did hook up like ceiling fans and lamps and shit. If you touch it, you're going to get most likely a 220 current shock. It's not going to tickle. You're going to be fine. You're going to fuck, and then you're going to go back to it after you turn it off, and you're going to test it and you're going to check it. 330 will hurt you. 440 can, probably won't, but can kill you. 550 is what you need to jolt backwards the way Heather Graham did, unless giving them the benefit of the doubt, being immortalized by Satan makes you a weak ass pussy.
Sure, sure. Um, yeah, that was
Or like I say,
that was probably a 110 or a 220. That was not anything stronger than that. I don't think.
but I loved it so much that I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't. I
Very,
didn't
very
care
good.
either. I loved it because I loved
Yeah,
one. I loved the application of it shooting her across the room. Two,
yeah,
I loved that it woke Zazie up from her partially her very poorly
sure.
um, whatever chloroformed
Yeah,
attempted abduction. So it put her right into fight mode.
right, right. Because like it was held over her face not long enough, and so it gave a good reason to get her out of this. However, that's going to lead me to my very first serious gripe of this movie. Is there like an adamantium skeleton, a healing factor, or some kind of Jason Statham, I need to stay adrenalized to survive this movie bullshit, whatever that was going on, that I'm not aware of, that is summarily given to us by her telling her sister, where'd you learn these things? In prison. Okay, great. You're a badass in prison. You're going to take on how many, can we call them vampires? You're going to take on how many satanic immortal beings
Sure. Well,
and
what was
survive
well
for how long?
that was what was so great about those villains is that yeah, okay, so that core five that kept coming back and back and back, she fought them off a few times as mobs. Um, when she fights off a ton of them, it's in the ballroom with the flaming axe, and they're all old, rich white people. like they don't know how to fight. Like they've got,
Okay,
yeah.
so right, and that's and again another they honestly released these movies way too close to each other. But another comparison to Ready or Not, where you got these billionaires, these dingbats, oligarchs. I love that both movies have "Eat the Rich"
Yeah,
as
as a theme, yeah,
underlying message.
yeah,
I'm all about that. Phenomenal, love it. Please make more. That being said, they were inept morons that kind of like screwed with Ready or Not too a little bit too much. Here, I really, really enjoyed the writer and her husband
yeah,
being the villains, and I like that they used their brains because at one, Jenny comes up to me after she goes, "Oh, why didn't they attack her slower?" I'm like, "They did. The old couple attacked her that way, where I'll swing, you'll swing, I'll swing, you'll swing. They went in, they got out. They went in, they got out. And from a military strategy point of view, I love that about that scene. I love the flaming axe, and I think it was an homage to Rain of Fire. In addition to being up Quentin and Anderson's ass, this guy obviously watched Rain of Fire when I think it's Matthew McConaughey, like jumping off of whatever with an axe, like splitting like a dragon's head open or some shit. It's a phenomenal shot. I was very hard pressed to think of a better shot, period, in cinema history, period, than when Zazie is kicking up the table. There's like arrows or some shit,
yeah.
breaking
He
the table apart,
shoots the
and
grenade.
she comes down and splits
Yeah,
that guy in half. So gorgeous.
yeah.
Yes, better shots in Braveheart, Lord of the Rings, Avatar. I don't think there'll be a prettier shot in 2026, and I cannot think of a prettier shot from 2025.
Yeah, that was a great shot. One thing I really liked about that scene, and I would have to do a little bit of research to confirm my suspicion, but I'm fairly certain that most of that scene was practical. I think she
It
had
felt like it.
yeah, I think she had a snubbed axe or even a solid flat front, but you couldn't see because of the flame. And all of those stuntmen were in flame retardant cloaks with the flame gel in the spot that was supposed to light up with padding, and she was hitting all those people and they were catching on fire for real. I'm fairly certain there might have been
Even better.
a few CGs in there, and I know that the table splitting apart from the shotgun blast that cut in half was CG, but I'm fairly certain. I looked the second time I watched it. I made sure to really pay attention, and I think that scene, if not, that's some of the best fire effects I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
CG, CG. We were just having this conversation today. It hasn't gotten better; it's gotten faster, and in getting faster, in my opinion, it's gotten sloppy. So
It's easier to take it for granted and to not do the work, and it looks like they did what they're supposed to do. Practical effects augmented by CGI, and I could not tell a thing. I absolutely loved it. Got
Yeah,
to give a nod to "They Will Kill You" for that scene for sure. I
absolutely.
hope that scene wins something. I hope
Yeah,
an editor,
yeah.
special effects,
Something
like do they give
choreography.
out?
Yeah,
I think they give out awards to stuntmen, don't they? Isn't it like a
yeah.
stuntman?
Well, choreography can get an award. So can and I think stuntmen just became a category like this year or last year.
Yeah, I remember them becoming a category a couple years ago. I'm not sure if it's the Academy Awards, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure
could
it's
be
not.
a Golden Globe or something.
Yeah, like Golden Globes or something. Like, or definitely MTV Awards had it. If that's still a thing, I don't even know.
All right, so we're watching this movie that's it's not very grounded in reality, but it is. The paranormal aspect is just this like regeneration effect, right? And they give us enough about the ritual so that we kind of know what's going to happen, or we can kind of assume what's going to happen. And I have to say, like the last 10-15 minutes of this movie was just the fucking cherry on top.
Whoa.
Uh, it was so good, and yeah, I just said how much I dislike CG. So they do eventually catch Asia Zazie, and they reveal that Maria has to kill her, which
I love the capture. She's standing by an elevator shaft, fighting to get up. It is established in elected device that you have to get up to the ninth floor. I didn't really appreciate it as much as I didn't want it to slow down. Okay, we're just going to skip fourth, fifth, sixth floor. Like you made it past the second floor, that was
yeah,
your task.
well,
You make it to an elevator shaft, but there was a guy waiting for her. So after she falls, and I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see the Deus Ex Machina to explain this happy non-adamantium horseshit.
yep,
But there's a bad guy that was chasing her, that catches her. Loved it.
yep.
Great scene.
So yeah, I agree that this is one of my disappointing comments for this film is the second floor, what they called the fuck floor,
Hmm.
because everybody was just massive orgies on the floor. And the excuse was immortality gets old. But then
It does.
somebody else mentions that every floor caters to a different fetish,
That's
and
always every floor caters to a different
or
whatever.
appetite. Fetish isn't necessarily about sex. It could be anything.
Okay.
So that's what I meant. It's like a different appetite,
Okay.
and yeah, we didn't get to see a single other appetite.
Yeah.
Like we didn't go to the torture floor or the
Right.
fucking gluttony floor where there's just a bunch of fat, old, rich, immortal white people just
We
gorging
get to
themselves.
in
Like,
we get to in the sequel, or we get to in the series, where the name of the series is called The Virgil, and we get to see all this shit. Whatever,
right,
20 years
right.
before if she gets there.
Sure, sure.
If this movie's a hit, which please HBO don't, just please fucking don't.
I mean, it was directed by Andy Machete, whose guts I hate.
No, it was executive
Um,
produced by Andy
oh,
Machete.
executive produced. That's what I meant to say. Executive produced by Andy Machete, whose guts I hate. Um,
I'm
but
sorry. What project is he very well known for? Haas. Haas
just
Baratu?
just two terrible movies and a horrible TV show.
Which amazing TV show with we never talked about the theme music for that horrible TV show.
The
Um,
the two movies were It and It Chapter 2, and the show
It
was
Chapter 1 is amazing.
the show that was a fine movie. It was good. It Chapter 2 was not good, and the show was
It
not
Chapter
good.
2 was not good.
Welcome to Derry was not
And
good.
Welcome to Derry had
Too
almost
many,
too many flaws to overlook. Almost.
too many liberties were taken, I believe. That would be my comment on that. Okay.
So not to glance past this, but I'm watching the pig's head at the end of the movie. That is the connection channel. The book on which the names are written. I really really enjoyed that.
Oh, that was
I'm gonna
really
let you
good.
explain eloquently how the sisters outsmart everybody because you can explain it better than I can.
This was great.
However, I didn't mind the pig talking.
Oh.
I did mind the pig speaking in the evil villain Nazgul voice that is honestly so overplayed at this point. Like, God damn it, find a different evil villain voice. Make it, I don't know, sound like a fucking boar or some shit. And when he stuck his tongue out, the CGI or CG was way too evident. And I was like, you really couldn't just get a puppet and just do it that way? Like, why would you not ruin, but I was like, okay, that stuck out, and it didn't have to. But other than that, it was excellent. Tell us about this devil pig thing and the skin and which fun. We write our names.
Right. Okay. So we get up there. The ritual is about to begin. Also, um, Wood is there. That would be Patricia Arquette's husband, who has to answer for his helping
His
Asia. His
indiscretions. Yeah.
indiscretions, yes, helping
He's probably
Asia.
just bored and ready to die. Even if
Yeah.
it fails and screws up, he gets to die.
Yeah.
So
So we get to see this super cool like shadow demon behind this like pentagrammy glass, red glass, and they she she sticks her fingers into Patricia Arquette sticks her fingers into Asia's wound to get some fresh blood. She brings it over to the pig head.
I love that scene because it was very vengeful, and it was like, okay, I'm going to take advantage of this wound. That was great.
Yeah,
Quick note: her husband in the previous scene, when they're not there yet, they're in a hotel room talking. She's like, why'd you do this? He's like, we used to, back when this town was crap, we used to be able to get derelicts and whatever off the street, and now we're taking innocent people. So I just want to give a quick nod to that piece of writing and the acting that conveyed it as well. I thought that was also very good. Another shining light in the dark for me.
So, okay, so right, so the blood goes in front of the pig's face. We get a reaction from the demon behind the glass. The demon behind the glass seeps out of the glass into shadow. He goes over the candles. The light from the candle you don't see. The shadow goes over all of that, and the no light comes through it. The shadow seeps into the pig head. The pig head sniffs that blood, and this demon they're worshiping, maybe it's actually Lucifer, maybe it's not, is with us now. Patricia Arquette.
So after going up against about at least 50 immortals, now she's going to go up against the demonic power that imbued them with immortality, and she's still fine, still kicking, because you had a 10-year prison sentence.
So Lily, Patricia Arquette, explains to the demon that Ray did some fucked up shit, and he's sorry, and they get called liars by the demon. Yeah. The demon says, Lily, basically, you got to kill him, erase his name.
I didn't see that coming. I like that she was repentant, and I like that she loves her husband, and I thought that was part of the quirky elements that I liked.
Yeah.
The husband doesn't give a shit. He's just going to introduce himself. He's not going to tell Asia everything, but he's going to come out and just be himself. I really like that, and I really like the dynamic of their relationship. I did not see the demon telling Lily to kill her husband. I didn't see that coming. So a nod for that as well.
So I agree. I loved Lily and Ray's relationship. I mean, there was some comedy there, but they did get a couple touching moments where Ray was basically like, "Look, I made my choice. Lily, you got to make yours too." And Lily chooses to erase his name and kill Ray. And he called it. This isn't a home. This is a prison. And she basically says, "Well, it's my fucking prison." And she stabs him, or she cuts his throat.
Very poignant, or great examples of very poignant dialogue. So the writing on this movie was honestly very, very good. Just the vehicle that they chose in which to tell it just left a bad taste in my mouth. But I digress.
So she does get out. She says to fight some people. She fights all the lackeys, but she dispatches them in a way that their regeneration or resurrection abilities will not affect. This is very funny. She kills the two guys you don't know the names of, and she hangs them both up by chains so that one of them, they come back to life and then they immediately die again. Then they come back to life and they immediately die again. She wraps up Bob, the big guy, through the whole movie in a exhaust pipe that freezes his head.
Yep.
She cuts Heather Graham's head off again. It's always Heather Graham's head. It's like 3 times. And she puts the she puts the head in a trunk. And the body's running around headless. I forgot which. Felton. She like stuck to the wall with like a pair of giant scissors is what it looked like. So he was kind of stuck in there.
Yeah.
And then
He
it's
was
just,
impaled by something for sure.
yeah, it comes down to her and Lily, and well, Lily puts on. Oh, the big part before all this, obviously, is how did she get out and start the fight? Well, Maria went to write her name on the pig's head, which she did, and then she went to kill Asia, which she didn't. She killed herself instead,
Yeah,
and she wrote her sister's name on the pig,
yeah.
so that she heal all of her ailments heal at this moment, and she becomes this super immortal fighter who does all the things I just described.
So I asked myself my own question: what would I do to make this movie better? And I'm like, okay, figure out a way with all your flashbacks and bullshit, if you're going to torment me with that crap, to give me the ending in the middle, have her become immortal halfway. That would explain it, and that would up the ante on everything, and it wouldn't be so completely far fetched that this woman's going to survive for so long. That said, she finally becomes immortal, and she's got this little scrap of skin in her pocket. But wait, that little scrap of skin is going to piss me off because they're going to change Asia to Maria. And when they do it, you can see how the S is still under the R, but later it's just the R. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I did like how that piece of skin was still like writhing, like it was still alive.
Yeah, that was
which
cool.
which she knew was going to happen because Lily said that that would happen earlier in the movie.
Oh, did she? What'd she say?
Even a little sliver of skin will continue to live on.
That's right. Okay. That's what. I know I sound conflicted because there's so much to enjoy about this movie. Like I want to give it a lower and a higher score at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So, well,
So
great movies do that. they can have a polarizing effect.
please do not buy that line of bullshit right there.
All right. So Lily's the only one left. It's Lily and Asia phasing off.
And how does Lily fight Asia? Well, I gotta say, this was a really cool
This
augmentation.
was
that she did for
very
battle.
good. Lily puts the pig head on, and the demon swirls its tentacles around her into whatever formation, and then they have a crazy fucking duel. I mean, a
This is
crazy
a crazy
fucking
fucking duel in a movie of crazy fucking duels.
yeah.
So we glanced over it. Thank God. One of the very first scenes when she's scrambling for that lamp to electrocute Heather Graham, she's scurrying for the bag that she put in there, and you think, oh, like she's just hiding. And I honestly thought, knowing this is a horror movie, that she's just hiding. I'm thinking what the bad guys are thinking, like,
Right.
why are you waiting? We're just gonna kill you. And so I love that Zazie was a badass, and that's what I said. Well, Asia's a badass. Zazie did so much work in this movie. There is so much choreography from jump. This woman needs to get some kind of accolade for this.
She
not
was
just
yeah.
more work.
She was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
One thing I loved, I share your sentiment on my first viewing. I did not know it was a Avenger role. Like, I didn't know she was going there to rescue her sister. So I also thought I was on the page of, oh, she's just here on a job. It's after it's at this moment that you realize, oh, her sister must be in there, or someone must be in there. She must know something about this hotel, and she's there to take it down because she came prepared.
I figured she was there for her sister. I didn't think that she came prepared with a bag full
Of weapons.
of weapons. Honestly, almost on par with the free roaming whatever of the Matrix that gave you all the weapons of the planet. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun, but I just okay.
Yeah. All right, so they have an incredible duel. At some point, she cuts her name off of the pigskin and catches
And she
it.
was burning all the other names off of the
Yeah.
previous villains. That's how she got
Right.
to the one-on-one with Lily. That was cool as fuck.
So she sets the pig head on fire, kicks it out into the ballroom or whatever. It goes down the elevator shaft and explodes. She's carrying her sister's dead body. She's just like, you guys should get out of here. She leaves the hotel. There's the private detective who got her all the info in the first place.
Do we know where that actor's from? Like I recognize.
He,
Oh, I know where I recognize him
yeah,
from.
I recognize him. I don't know where though.
I recognize him from The Walking Dead. He was the people that stopped Carol when they got the movie projector.
Oh,
He
sure,
was like the
sure.
highwaymen leader.
So, she throws her sister in the back, and then all of a sudden, her sister comes back to life.
Well, the pig did say, "You know the deal, a
It's
life
a
for a
life for a
life."
life.
So she gave the pig Lily in exchange for
Yeah,
rewriting Asia into Maria or some shit.
Lily and a ton of other people, but she
Yeah,
had,
but I think,
but
but
as
she also gave her own immortality
she
for her sister's
she
immortality.
gave up her own immortality by writing M M, and then it was Asia,
Yeah,
but turning the
and
S
then an
into an
R over the
R.
S.
Yeah.
And when you
Um,
watch the movie the second time the way Haas did, you're going to see that the R is visible over the S, but then later in the movie, it's not.
the second time you see the piece of skin, it just looks like an R.
Which I guess we could explain it that the demon knew
The
who
demon
Maria
knew, and
was
it
and
just changes the
helped
writing.
change the
Yeah,
ink.
yeah, that's how that works.
That's how that works.
Definitely,
That's how it works now.
definitely how that works. Um, so go see this movie. It was excellent. Is it the best movie of the horror movie of the year? It is like just under Send Help. They're right there. They're in the conversation. Um, the only two in the conversation for top 10, top 5. Well, top
Or
10.
send help and ready or not too. That's correct.
Send Help and They Will Kill You. Um, ladies and gentlemen, I gave it an 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd rather watch Undertone again. This movie's a 5.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm the boss Hosferatu from BasementMedia.Online,
I'm Stephen Anthony from DelcoStudios.com.
and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.